back to yet another class today. So today we are going to teach a very in demand class that I would say is the chocolate truffle class. Okay, not just the chocolate truffle frosting. I am also going to teach you how to ganache your cakes, the ratio of ganaching, chocolate ganaching, and all of that. Okay, and also let me just tell you that this cake is so versatile. Don't get intimidated. You already have the mother recipes. You have the chocolate mother recipe. That's what I will be using today. Just soak it and follow the steps as I show you, and you can make beautiful chocolate truffles in no time. So let's get started. Now the base of the chocolate truffle cake. Okay, so basically you can take any cake, like I'm taking our eggless sponge cake. Okay, so you can take any chocolate cake that you want. So in the recipe, in the class, online class, we are giving you this chocolate recipe. This is so versatile. If you want to make it into a gooey chocolate cake, what you can do is you can skip the water part in the recipe and you can put directly the same measurement of milk into it. So that is going to make it super soft and gooey. Okay, so I am going to frost it, but I will not frost it directly on this base. Why? I have a smaller base that I have cut. See, the size of the cake is 6 inches. If you can see, this is a 6 inches tin. I have cut a smaller base. I have cut this out from a bigger base. Okay, so I have this cutting. I'm going to build the cake on this one, because what I'm going to do is, after the frosting is done on this base, I'm going to put it on top of a cup, the entire cake, and I'm going to drip the chocolate ganache or the chocolate truffle frosting from over it. So I don't want the base to be in the bottom. If the base is here, then the entire chocolate frosting is going to stick to the base of the cake. Okay, so I'm going to build my cake on this one, the smaller one, right? So I have this here. Okay, so I would firstly want to seal the crumbs. So take a little bit of ganache. So the ganache that I use is 2 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream melted together. Okay, so I am taking a little liquidy form of it, because chocolate cakes are more crumblier. So try and work with a little more kind of a liquidy texture of the cake, of the frosting basically. So put it nicely, gently, press it with gentle hands. Okay, just put it at the center, just do a center for it. This is fine. See, these are crumblier. Okay, just do the filling as much as you want, slowly. Like I said, because it is chocolate truffle, so keep it gooey. Don't make it like a chocolate proper ganache that you set as a frosting. So do it a little gooey kind of a texture. Okay, so for that you can also vary the consistency of your ganache. Like I said, you can use 1.5 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream. So usually it's 2:1, but you can do 1.5:1 also. Okay, so this is the filling that I'm doing. With very gentle hands. See, filling is completely yours. You want more filling, you can fill in more. Okay, level. See, I did not get time to set my cake in the fridge like I always suggest you to. So this is more soft and difficult for me to handle today, because I am right away doing the class recording. Okay, so I did not have the time to set it in the fridge. I am just taking a fresh cake just so that I can record it. Press it gently. Okay, and then frost the top. So I have seen there are many people who do not frost the chocolate truffle cake and pour directly on the sponge. I don't prefer doing it, because after some time the sponge is going to peep out. So I always prefer doing a thin layer of ganache coating, a very thin layer of it, because anyways we are going to do a pouring ganache all over it, right? So just a very thin layer will do. and you have to be super careful because your base is smaller than your cake. So just don't go overboard and frost the base of the cake also, so then it will be difficult for you to take it out later on. Okay, see, I'm just doing a single layer of frosting for the cake. Just put and drag. Just do it for one layer. See, if the chocolate frosting is really soft, it is not going to take out a lot of crumble from the cake. And if it is hard, then along with the frosting, it is going to take out a lot of crumbles from the cake. You don't want that. Use a little bit at a time and you will get used to it. And now you can take care of the edges. Okay, see, I have to be super careful because my cake is really soft. That's why I always ask you to chill your cakes in the fridge, because otherwise it's really difficult to handle. The crumbs are so soft, the sponge is so soft. I will set it in the fridge for a while and then I will do a second coat to smooth it out. So after 15 minutes I'm back and I can see that when I touch it, it's almost set. Okay, so just start by frosting the top or wherever you think that it needs a little smoothing. Okay, see, you can see the sides here. I'll just show you, and here just straighten it a little. See, if my cake was set, like I asked you to set your sponge overnight, then I wouldn't have required so much of frosting also, because it would have been far more easier for me to tackle the sponge, take care of the sponge properly. But because I'm using a fresh sponge, that's why I have to use a lot more chocolate also, like the frosting I'm talking about. So this is going to move because I have the smaller base on the bottom. Take a little by little on the bottom of your bench scraper. This is a bench scraper, you know that. And just pull it nicely, gently. Can you see that smoothing? Gradually it's becoming more smooth, right? You can set it a couple of times to just smoothen it. Can you see this? So see, do you see the difference now? Okay, so wherever you see that there is a little bit of kind of a dent or something that needs to be taken care of, like it is here, can you see? It is here a little bit. So just put a little bit at the bottom and just pull it nicely, slowly, and it is going to be fine. Can you see this? Little bit. Okay. See, on the bottom part I'm taking a little bit of it and just putting it wherever I see a dent or something here, and just pull it to smoothen it, and the gaps will be filled. I think this much is enough, okay? We don't require more. Now this is smooth, and this, what you can do is just fold it inside with a clean, this is called a palette knife, you know that by now, right? Just fold it inside slowly. Try to level it. Wherever you see that there is a little frosting required, just put that much and just do this. Smoothen it. Little bit more is required here because I see that the level is a little off. See, this happens when you thaw your cakes when it is not chilled, okay? So, when you chill your cakes, it's not going to happen. So, this is leveled now. And just with lighter hands, gently you see this, and just fold it inside. So now what you can do is, at this point you can keep this cake in the fridge, okay, and then once it's done you can smoothen it with a little hot water. Dip your bench scraper or palette knife in the hot water and just smooth it, so that when you pour your truffle ganache over it, it's going to be super smooth, okay. I'll just pop it in the fridge for say 10 more minutes. Okay, see, this is the sides, right? I'll just be back in 10 minutes. Now after 15 more minutes, I have warm water, like this is hot water actually, and take a fresh cloth, dip it, dab dab dab, and just smooth it so that it's smooth. See, can you see this? The chocolate is getting smooth, smoothing it out basically. Okay, so just dab so that there is no extra water, and just smoothen it. Okay, I think my sides are fine. I don't want to do unnecessarily take the pain of doing anything to the sides. Just a little bit, I saw a small little dent here, so I just want to fix this. See, it's fixed now. Okay, so I think this is fine, because we are anyways going to pour something on top. Okay, so this is nice. So you can go over and over and over, again and again, but I think I would stop it here. So this is what you can do to have a smooth finish. Okay, you can keep it in the fridge overnight also and do this the next day, and if required you can put another layer when you are not doing a chocolate truffle also. So this is an added kind of a recipe tip for you. If you are doing a chocolate cake, this is how you can make ganache and make your chocolate cakes. The sharp edges, can you see the edges? Okay, and this is how you can do it, right? So I'll just lift this up now. So I have this setup in which I have a plate and I'm keeping this. Some people would like to keep a glass, but if you put a glass, it might just slip off. So I prefer keeping a smaller tin. So I'm taking a smaller tin, and I would just, what I'll do is, I will lift this cake up slowly from all the sides. Can you see this? Because my palette knife is really warm, so I can lift it up, right, and I can place it here, right, just smoothen it, gentle hands. Okay, can you see this? So this, because I transferred immediately, okay, if you would have set, this wouldn't have come off, because I'm not setting it right now. I just want to show you the pouring thing. So this is your cake, because we have a base, so it's easy to, you see, easy to move also. You can touch it and you can move it, okay. Okay ladies, to start off with, what we need to do is we need to bloom our agar agar powder, okay. This is a vegetarian version of your gelatin. If you're a non-vegetarian, you can use gelatin, but I preferably do not like the smell of gelatin, so I prefer using agar agar powder. It can be of any brand. I'm not brand conscious about this. So what you need to do is, you have to bloom your agar agar powder. I'm using 1 tablespoon. That's it, okay. 1 tablespoon agar agar powder in 1.5 tablespoon of water, okay. Just give it like a nice stir and allow it to set. If you see that it is a little more set, I mean it absorbs water quickly, okay, so you can add half tablespoon of water more and just allow it to set. Let it be, okay. This is how it will look. Just allow it to set for say 5-10 minutes, okay. Now let's start by making the chocolate truffle. So take cocoa powder, then granulated sugar. See, I will post everything in the description box of this video, okay, the measurements basically, and add water. And immediately when it starts dissolving, what you can do is you can add fresh cream. Right, I'm not using whipping cream. I'm just using Amul's fresh cream, but just see that you're using thick part of the cream and not too much of a water into it, okay. We don't want the truffle to be very liquidy. We want it to be more dense, okay. Just keep on stirring. And allow it to come to a boil. Just wait for it to reach to a boil. Okay, this is the best way of making a chocolate truffle cake, and what I prefer doing is inside the cake I prefer doing a regular ganache, but what you can do is for winters you can alter the proportion of chocolate and ratio of chocolate and cream, and instead of 2:1 you can do a 1:1 inside I'm talking about, or you can even do a 1.5:1, anything like that. I'm talking about the chocolate to cream ratio. So this starts dissolving, okay? Don't mix it rigorously, just give it a gentle kind of a mix so that all the fat and cream and everything is mixed together. And allow it to boil. One more boil I'll wait for. Okay, so once this is made, you have to, once this starts boiling nicely, you have to add your chocolate chunks to it. Any chocolate that you prefer. It can be couverture, it can be your slabs, or it can be any chocolate that you prefer. See, it started boiling now. So we will allow it to boil for 1 minute, and then we are going to put the chocolate inside and melt it nicely. Okay, so we will put the chocolate chunks inside, and now we can switch it off. You can switch it off, and the chocolate is going to melt inside anyways. Okay, and this is the time you have to add your bloomed agar agar also. This is super hot, so everything is going to get mixed nicely. Okay. Now if you feel that in winters, mostly because it has started to get a little cold here, if you feel that the chunks are not, there are a little chunks that is there, what you can do is you can put it to flame for 1 minute, not more than that, okay? We don't want to burn it, we just want to, at a lower temperature, we just want to melt it. Melt the chocolate chunks, because my chunks were a little big. If you grate it, it's not going to take a lot of time of yours, okay? So just a little stir. If you stir it rigorously, the cocoa butter is going to separate from the chocolate. You don't want to do that. So do it very gently. And now you have to allow it to cool down, and then strain it through a strainer. Okay, so what will happen is, even if there are small little tiny chunks, you can strain it out. Okay, now this is almost done. Let's just switch it off, and I will allow it to cool, and I will, after it's cooled down, I will sift it and come back to you. So I have strained it, okay, and I'm going to cool it, not completely to room temperature, but not super hot that it will melt the cake away. And now when it is a little hot to touch, what you would do is you use this chocolate truffle from Osoro, chocolate truffle flavor from Osoro. Just these, why I prefer using Osoro is because they are so good. They are concentrated flavors, and only a few drops works wonders. This is my personal favorite. Okay, I'm not any brand ambassador or something of theirs, but I love using Osoro flavors. So I would just put a few drops into my chocolate truffle, and this is going to take the truffle to the next level. Okay, and I'm just going to cool it a little, and now it's ready to be poured. Okay, so this is the cake, and we're going to pour it now, right? So let's start from the center, go to the sides, let it drop, let it drop. You see this? Can you see the shine? I can see myself. Do you see my, can you see the logo? I can see my logo inside this. Do you see my hands? Can you see my hands? Yes. Do you see the reflection of my hands? Yeah, into the cake, right? So can you see the reflection of my dress? So this is going to be like a super kind of a truffle mirror glaze, okay? So I hope you really like it, enjoy, and what you need to do is make them and do share with us. And now, so now what you need to do is, after this drips are gone, just take it out little with this palette knife. Okay, the drips, allow the drips to go flow nicely. Just take out a little by little like this, and once all the drips is gone down, you can lift it up nicely, gently, with the help of a this palette knife or anything. Just lift it up gently and keep it, or what you can do is you can keep it straight like this in the fridge. Okay, these drips are not going to be of any use to you as far as the cake is concerned. So just keep it as it is in the fridge, allow it to set, and when you take it out after 4 or 5 hours, you will see that the shine is intact, and you will be able to decorate it then. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope you make beautiful cakes. Okay, all the best, ladies, all the best. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed learning the chocolate truffle cake today, and you have learned how to ganache it also, the ratio of ganache, and how to make the truffle frosting. And please don't get intimidated, like I told you in the beginning also. Do make beautiful cakes and share with us, tag us on Instagram, and I would be glad, I would love to see your bakes. Okay, happy baking.